Well, you could take care of this or you'll lose a bunch of this. We're talking about winterizing. Stay tuned. Well, hey, this is Jerry. Welcome back to the Happy Place Diaries. This time we are talking about winterizing your trailer or your RV because it's October and it's getting to be that time of the year. Now, in full disclosure, I live in Oregon and I live in kind of, the Portland area. So we don't really get, tremendously cold temperatures. Now we do drop into the 20s on occasion and we get a little bit of snowfall now and then and we'll get cold snaps, but we really don't get, those freezing Minnesota type temperatures or, the Dakotas or whatever. But we still go through the process of doing a little bit of winterizing. I'll get that out of the way. Show it to you in a sec. We do a modified winterizing here because we do. And our very first year that we owned the trailer, we failed to properly take care of our hot water tank and ended up paying $900 to replace with labor and all that stuff. So a very expensive lesson learned, put it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through what we do. Your mileage may vary. Hey, if you live in North Dakota, you're not going to winterize like I winterize. But if you live pretty much in the bulk of the United States, you could probably get away with what we do. Now, we also use our trailer all year long. The only month I think we don't camp is December, and we might even do that in the future. But the only, we take it out every single month. So we're never in a position where we're shutting everything down. A couple things that we do is, and I'll take you around the trailer, take you on the inside, and show you what we do on the outside. So, we do use RV and Marine antifreeze because we do get those cold snaps. Now, I also have the luxury of keeping my trailer plugged in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we don't do a lot of boondocking. So even when we get out to the campsite, it's plugged in. When it gets really cold here, January, February timeframe, I pull out our space heater and I'll run the space heater. We've got a little electric space heater. In fact, I'll show you it. So this is our space heater. It's a Honeywell little electric space heater. It's got 3 settings: off, high, and low, and then temperature. And we run it pretty much every camp out that we're out and it's cold, rather than burning up propane. When you're in a campground and you're plugged into 30 amp, 50 amp service, use their electricity. It's built into the price. So we'll get into camp, we'll plug that thing in, get it going, and it throws out enough heat. It burns the chill off, and what we've noticed is it does keep. We'll open up the cabinets so that the pipes underneath the sink stay warm. We'll open up the bathroom. We'll close up all of our upper vents. And that pretty much keeps the inside of the trailer nice and comfortable. I'm not going to say warm. I'll say comfortable. And so that basically keeps the inside climate controlled throughout the winter. The other thing we do to winterize is we use these damp rid containers, and they're the charcoal disposable moisture absorbing containers. I think I showed that in a video at one point. Anyway, we have 2 of those in the trailer. We have one at the rear of the trailer and we have one in the bedroom. So in the wintertime, like I said, we'll run that space heater. we'll usually either put it right on the floor, right down here, and we'll open up all these cabinets for underneath the sink. We open up all the valves for the water. We'll open up all that in the bathroom, in the kitchen here, and we have to go outside for the water drain. But we will then and I'll show you me doing it. We'll put antifreeze down the sink and in the shower, in the bathroom sink, and down the toilet. The additional thing that we do for the toilet is we use this product called Toilet Seal, and it's by Thetford. And basically what it does is it lubricates and it conditions the seal in your toilet. We use that a couple times a year. We'll use it at the beginning of the season, somewhere in the middle of the season, and then again when we kind of close things up or get ready for the winter. And what that does is it extends the life of the seal that's in your toilet. This is something that you really should do, whether you use this brand or whatever, and I'll show you how we do that. Okay, so the first thing that we do on the outside of the trailer, and pretty much because it takes the longest, this is a 10-gallon hot water tank, and so we will drain that. And to drain that, it's real simple. All I do is take out my drain plug here. I'll open up this pressure release valve and let it drain. So I'm underneath the trailer now, and I need to get my low point drains drained. So what I did was I took the caps off my low points and I put in these valves. So all I have to do, try to do this without getting wet, is turn the valves and let them drain. And my fresh tank valve is up front, and I'm doing that right now also. This is a really good upgrade, about $2 worth the PVC. Just put a little valve in there. So much easier than messing with the the screw valves. And we'll let that drain. So while I was under there doing that, this is completely finished. So now I'll take the plug and put it back in. All right, all the water is drained out of the tanks. The low point's drained, the hot water tank is drained. So that's going to keep it from freezing. There's nothing in there. And that's what caused our tank to break last time. Not only did it break, but the entire tank split. So, that ice formed, expanded, split the tank. And we really learned the hard way because it started leaking on the inside. So anyway, lesson learned, and it was an expensive lesson. So now that's what we do. It's drained, and that's all we've done. And we've had worse winters. That's all we've done, and we've never had a problem with the tank. The next thing we do, now that all the water's drained, we open up all the valves, and we're going to add some RV antifreeze down the sink. And all that's really doing is it's going to put a little bit of antifreeze down in the gray tanks and the black tank. That's going to keep your tanks from freezing up. The tanks are all drained also. There's a little bit of water in there. I always keep a little bit of water to slosh around. But this is going to add, and I'm going to use this whole thing. We're going to put that in the sinks. It's going to fill up the P-trap. It's going to kind of coat the pipes. Not really, but at least it's there's nothing in the pipes that's going to freeze. So the P-traps, add a little antifreeze into the tanks, and this stuff is all food grade, so it can go right down the next time you dump your gray tanks and run your water. We never run the antifreeze through our lines. Our lines don't have water in them anymore. Like you just saw, I just drained everything. If there's a little bit of water, that PEX holds up pretty darn good, and we've never had a problem with our lines. Not only that, but as you saw underneath the trailer, our trailer is sealed underneath. All the lines run along the heating ducts, and so if there is a issue, when it's going to get really cold, I'll come out here and I'll run the propane heat. That way there's hot air underneath the trailer too. Again, we've never had a problem, and I don't anticipate we will. So we're going to go ahead and put antifreeze down the sink and the shower, the bathroom, and the toilet, and then I'll show you what we do with the toilet. Now we're at the toilet. Open that up. Make sure that all the water got drained out of there. And we're going to go ahead and pour the remainder of our antifreeze down there. All right. It's this seal right here that you want to take care of. So now we use our Thetford toilet seal. So according to the instructions, it says at the end of the season to pour a quarter of the bottle down and just let it kind of set. And I'll show you that's about what we do, about a quarter of the bottle. All right, so I'm just going to pour the blue juice. And that's about a quarter of the bottle. If you get to the rim of the, right where it starts to go down, it's about a quarter of the bottle. And we're just going to let it sit there. It's a non-petroleum product. It's not going to stain. And it basically, over time, it definitely protects that seal. And you can see, our toilet's 3 years old, and it gets used a lot, and you'll see that hasn't moved at all. So our seal is working pretty darn good, and it's because we take care of it. And that's pretty much it. That's what we do to winterize our trailer. Again, we don't do a full winterizing. All we really do is take care of those things that have to do with water, because that's really what's going to be, any damage that's done is going to be really water, based, I guess. So we take care of our water issues. We keep things plugged in. We keep things warm and lubricated. I'll go ahead and I use the 3-in-1 products for the slide out. I use the 3-in-1 window glide. So I'll spray down the window tracks. That keeps everything moving nice and smooth. And I do that when I'm winterizing just because I'm already out here, and it's a good scheduled maintenance kind of thing. So that's our winterization, and now I'm winterized. So anyway, thanks for coming along with us. If you haven't already done so, share it with a friend and let people know that we're out here. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If this is your first time with us, thanks for coming along. We really appreciate you. And hit that subscribe button, and that'll get you, with all the latest and greatest videos that we've got at the Happy Place Diaries. And there's that little bell. Hit that notification bell, and it'll let you know when our weekly videos come out. And we've been trying to do 2 a week. I think we're pretty on schedule with that, so we're going to keep that up for you. We're really enjoying doing this. So thanks for coming along with us. We really appreciate you, and we'll see you in the next video.